Hey guys. Um, Lately I've been kind of getting a lot of questions from friends, YouTube, Facebook people that have been kind of wondering what my favorite ammunition might be, whether it be everyday concealed carry or, just kind of all around what my favorite ammo is. And um, I probably have about 3 or 4 different kinds of ammo I like, depending on what's more available, what's probably, well, as far as IDPA, which I shoot a lot of, I try to kind of pick the cheapest amount of ammo I can get, or the cheapest ammo I can get, just because I end up shooting a lot of it, and shooting, Winchester Rangers at $30-some a box usually isn't the best way to go shooting IDPA. I wish I could, but I'd go broke doing it. And on that note, my favorite ammunition is for concealed carry is obviously Winchester Rangers. It's actually the T series are usually the ones I use in my concealed carry. I usually carry a 9mm, so I try to carry either the 147 grain or the 124 plus P, which seem to be getting a little bit harder to find. Granted that they are supposed law enforcement ammunition. We'll get into that in a little bit also. Basically, the Winchester Ranger T-Series is kind of an updated version of the old black Talon shells, which, I'm sure a lot of you had heard, even people that don't know anything about guns. The old black Talon bullets were supposedly the bullets that were coated in Teflon and could penetrate, bulletproof vests, which is all false. It was kind of a big media hype, trying to get the anti-gunners on the, to get on the case of Winchester or whoever, used these black Talons. Anyway, the T-Series, and I want to say the TSX series or SXT series. SXT, the Talon series, and the T series, which are all kind of the same thing with minor differences in, say, the tip of the bullet, and they all pretty much function the same as the black Talon. The black Talon was made with a thicker, most hollow points are made with a thinner upper part of the shell, and I think I can show you here with this, but most hollow points have a thinner upper part here and a thicker bottom part, so when they peel open, the petals will kind of end up, everything will peel back really fast, so everything kind of ends up underneath the petals. The difference between those and like the Talons or the T-Series is the top part of the bullet is thicker, which means it peels back and it keeps those talons or those points at the end of each petal. I think there's like 6 petals or 5 petals, like 6 on a 9mm and 5 on a 40 Smith & Wesson. But basically what happens is it kind of allows, since it's thicker on the top, it slows it down, and as it comes back around, it makes that nasty hook where you get the so-called Talon effect, which makes that really vicious looking kind of flower type thing, I guess if you can call it a flower. Basically, I think Winchester came about, the black Talons, they made them in like 1991. There's actually the Winchester Ranger, and Winchester PDX-1 is basically the same type of bullet. Just slight changes in like the inside diameter, and I think some of these actually have like a small, like a metal, some sort of metal cone in the middle of them. I think that everything is supposed to kind of help them perform a little better. They do say law enforcement ammunition on the front of the box, which, there's a huge misconception that says, oh, it's illegal to own law enforcement ammunition. Well, actually, that's not true. So all you people out there that seem to think it's illegal to own law enforcement ammunition, that's not exactly true. it is usually against company policy to sell law enforcement ammunition to the general public, which means basically when Winchester creates these Winchester Rangers, obviously they want to have the cops to have one step up on the general public. So they basically restrict them to just law enforcement sales. It doesn't mean it's illegal, it just means that it's a company policy not to sell the same ammunition that you sell the police that you sell to the general public. From what I understand and what I've read is there's actually some sort of small like excise tax or something. So say if we're in Wisconsin, so if Madison, Wisconsin, if the police department buys a whole bunch of Winchester Rangers, buys a whole bunch of bulk and ends up with a whole bunch left over, someone like, say, Cheaper Than Dirt or Ammo to Go can buy this gigantic bulk of Winchester Ranger. Well, once they pay that tax, they're allowed to sell it to the general public. So that's how me, the general public, end up with law enforcement ammunition. Kind of going on it, as it was before, I've got many different kinds of ammunition that I like to use. Obviously, it's harder and harder to get the Winchester Ranger ammunition. I like to shoot the plus P, 124 plus P, because obviously with the shorter barrel guns you kind of want a little higher velocity, since you lose velocity on a short barrel gun. I obviously shoot, we've got the 40 here for, my longer barreled gun. I actually do have a shorter barreled Ruger SR40C, but again, the shorter barrel you kind of lose velocity, so it's nice to have the plus P loads to kind of, not so much guarantee that you're going to get the effect you want, but at least a little more likely, the odds are on your side that you're going to get the reaction, the end result you want. Another kind of funky bullet that I've used before and I've had so luck with them are the DRT rounds, which supposedly stand for Dead Right There, but it's actually, the company's name is Dynamic Research Technology, which they've made a bullet that, if you can see, kind of has, it has a little metal circle in there, and the bullet itself is actually hollow. So, and it's filled with, I think, like a tin type substance, like a powdered tin or a powdered substance in the middle. So when it actually hits the flesh, it's a frangible bullet. So when it hits the flesh, it basically disintegrates, dumping all the energy into the animal, person, whatever you happen to shoot with it. I've shot quite a few of them. Unfortunately, a couple times I've shot them, either the bullet has come apart, maybe it was just a crappy bullet or a crappy load, or maybe it was the gun I was shooting it out of. The bullet actually came apart and had a shotgun blast effect kind of on the target. It's only happened, I think, once, so obviously it's not something that has happened quite often. I've talked about shooting IDPA. I like shooting the Magtech 9mm rounds for IDPA. They're cheaper. You can buy them in these big, this one's called the shooting size, the 250 round box. I really like those. But otherwise, for a general carry, it's either the Winchester Rangers, which I bought a ton of, so I try to keep them around. I did buy a little box of Zombie Max bullets, obviously, in case zombies come. These are, the only bullets I can use to shoot zombies with, because they're specially designed for it. So, it's a good thing I've got, a whole, 20 rounds, so I can, kill 20 zombies if need be. Hey guys, battery died. But yeah, basically, basically about the main rounds I shoot are the Ranger rounds. I seem to have the best luck with them. They've fed through pretty much every one of my guns. I've never had to deal with a problem. Never, they've just been great all around guns. Another kind of experimental round I bought was these Thunder Ranch ones. They come with these like DPX. These weird, it's basically an all copper round. There is no lead core or anything like that. The one thing about these things is they do come out moving out of the barrel. I mean, these things shoot fast. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's because, it takes that copper a lot more energy to kind of peel that copper skin back. So they do come out cooking quite a bit, which probably isn't a bad thing in your shorter barreled guns. But yeah, I mean, in general, I do stick to the Winchester Rangers. Again, they're a great round if you can find them. I will tell you that I usually buy most of my ammo from a website called Ammo to Go. I'm sure a lot of you shooters have already, you already know about them, or if you maybe have already bought rounds from them, but they seem to have great prices on stuff. You can find, all sorts of weird ammunition. You can find military Raufoss rounds, which are high incendiary rounds. You can pretty much find just about anything you can think of. So check that website out. Obviously cheaper than dirt. You guys all know about cheaper than dirt, so that's another good one. Otherwise, if you guys like what you've seen, if you guys agree with me on the Rangers, if you guys don't agree with me on the Rangers, if you want to call me an idiot, leave some comments down below. I'd like to hear from you. If you have any questions, if you want to, do I wear boxers or briefs, whatever you want to ask me, leave some comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. So that's about all. That's about all for this segment. Later.